On this episode, we go to the Big Apple, New York. Whatever, Mom! Silence from you! Parents, am I right? 2008 was a golden time capsule for teen angst and reality TV shows. There were so many shows on channels like MTV, MTV2, VH1. I don't know why all the music video channels all of a sudden just started pumping out reality TV way before TLC ever could.
I love the roundness of his counterweights at the top. I love him for the narrowness of his jibs.
Or at least did it good. But as good as American reality TV shows were, nothing was better than British reality TV. One of my favorites at the time growing up was a show called World's Strictest Parents. It basically took a whole bunch of teens from UK, Australia. A lot of reality TV at the time felt super scripted and super faked, and there was always allegations about this show was fake, this show was scripted, production had a hand in this and that. This show actually feels painfully real. Like, it gets dark. Would you even believe it if I told you that someone died after being on this show? But today we're going to take a break about talking about something bad, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite reality shows growing up. And also, we're going to take a look at the circumstances of which one of the kids who was on this show got fatally shot. So we're going to give you a little appetizer. We're going to give you a little bit of a rundown to let you know how this show works and how it's usually formatted, because even though it does feel realer than most of the reality shows that were out at the time, there is still a lot of like formulaic things that do tend to happen every episode that you do seem to notice if you watch more than 2 episodes of the show. So it usually starts out with getting to know the teens and then like showing how they operate on a daily life, interviewing their parents and stuff. Then we meet the mean guys, the bad guys, the scary ones. Ooh. Most of the time, what strict means to this show is just working their kids to the bone and putting them in some sort of slave labor that none of these kids asked for.
We're not asking much. Just help load the firewood into the back of the truck. And no work, no eat.
The biggest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Planting a garden,
Yeah.
is retarded.
Off to face Buck's next challenge.
This one's gonna be hot, it's gonna be tough.
Wait! Hurry up! Come on, Snow White, let's go! Hurry up, Brad Pitt! This is the House of Pain, and I do this every day, all day. Hurry up, Snow White, you taking your sweet time. Get up there, 10 seconds. Oh, you about to cry, Snow White?
Oh, I just can't lift my
No, you ain't my friend, don't talk to me.
There was a couple seconds I thought Eva might lose it, but she hung in there and she recovered and she kind of let it go.
Even putting them in situations that would be totally weird for just staying with people, like making them go to school and stuff. I understand that maybe these parents work and they can't just take time out of their day to treat British teenagers, but it's also super weird enrolling them in school and everything and making them adhere to these rules that they probably don't even have in their schools back at home. That's where it gets like a little weird for me. So we get our 2 teens, Bex and Chez, going from Britain all the way over to Atlanta to stay with these people who are like the richest people in Atlanta. I don't know how they own so many buildings and businesses.
There are over 1,000 places of worship in the city, and many of them are Baptist churches. The Kimbros own their own church. The Kimbros run a primary school together. David is the head, Wanda is the administrator.
But we get our little backstory on our teens. Chez openly admits to filming gay orgies.
We all came back here and we got really drunk and ended up having sex with each other, and we filmed it on my camera on my karaoke machine.
And he's like 16. I wish that they actually told that to the actual parents, because these parents are like religious fucking freaks.
And I say no! I mean no!
The Kimbros believe in the divine right of parents to...
Bex is not that bad. She has a traumatic backstory with her brother dying, but she doesn't really do anything crazy other than, you know, I guess doing drugs and drinking at 16 is not considered good. And I guess yelling at your mom and calling her a bitch, I guess isn't good. But
Mum thinks I'm a druggie. My dad thinks I'm a waster, thinks I'm going to get pregnant. What do you mean abuse my body?
The drugs and the drink bags.
You don't even know?
No, of course we don't even know.
I have loads of boy mates. I shag most of them.
Her partying lost Bex her place at college and her job at McDonald's.
I'm not here to judge. This show was able to get the most like scene and like emo looking 2000s kids all in one group. Even when they do the American version, like I don't understand how they were able to group all of them together and put them all in this show. To be honest, that's probably why I watched it when I was 12 years old. It's exactly what I wanted to look like when I was that age. And when they get to the house, they already fuck things up. Smoking in the driveway. All of these parents' number one rule in every single one of these episodes, you'll come to realize, is always no smoking anytime at all.
That would be your last cigarette. Your last cigarette.
That's an empty pack, by the way.
Okay, and if you got more, they're going to be empty by the time you leave.
Which I feel personally is super fucked up because as someone with a nicotine addiction, I feel like it's at a point it's not their fault because they are addicted. It is their fault for starting, but at a certain point, they can't stop. They're addicted to the nicotine. So you're telling them to be there for a whole week and then you withdraw them from nicotine for a full week and then are surprised and enraged when they either sneak cigarettes or are fucking pieces of shit and are full of attitude because they're literally withdrawing from nicotine. That literally is what makes them somewhat calm, is the nicotine, is the calming sensation. But yeah, we'll have a cigarette counter up here for every time they sneak a cigarette. Sneaking cigarettes! That'll be the alarm. That'll be the alarm. It'll go off. Every time you hear that, someone snuck a cigarette, Which these kids don't give a fuck about any of the rules at all because they immediately sneak out for another smoke on the balcony. Cigarette! I mean, at least when they were outside in the parking lot, it at least made a little bit of sense. But they're literally on the balcony and then immediately come back inside and try to feed them bullshit. It's not even a good lie.
I don't know where my one is.
Why do we smell smoke?
Well, it might be because I've opened my suitcase because half the stuff in there is like...
And I don't believe the crap for one moment that you opened your bag and that much smoke came out of your bag.
They asked to go through her stuff, which you would never, ever be able to go through my stuff. I'm so weird about that shit. So the fact that she even let them... And they talk to her about sex, which is super weird because she's 16 years old. I know that she's having sex, but it doesn't change the fact that it's super weird to like ask her, hey, Are you getting fucked? Are you using a condom when you get fucked? How often are you getting slammed right now? Are you married? Who asks, are you married? She's 16. She's obviously not married. They talk to them so weird, even provoking them at some points. Again, another running theme you'll see with this show. Half the time, it's the parents trying to poke and prod and provoke these kids to set off a reaction. And with this provocation, this leads to our third smoking cigarette. Smoke break, smoke alarm, smoke break. We're gonna call this kid Iron Lung, bro. He's already taken 3 smoke breaks on the first day. Already broke the rules 3 times in front of their face. So Buddy sits out there for like 3 hours till it gets all dark and cold, and then he comes back in. And they do like this whole, I don't know, bro. It's so corny, the whole welcome home bit, bro.
Sorry for being disrespectful.
I accept your apology. Welcome home.
The apology is accepted.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
They're expected to do normal things with the family, like I said. Today, they're going to Sunday school and church, which if you guys can tell me what this guy says...
Children of Israel, have you read the Bible before?
All power to you. But the holiness doesn't last long when they get bored and they decide to go out for their 4th smoke break. Yeah, they pretty much just run out of the church and go have a smoke by the forest. And the mom is not happy.
I have no appreciation. A Sunday morning of worship. I have absolutely no appreciation for spending my Sunday morning chasing 2 disorderly, disruptive teenagers in the rain. Absolutely no appreciation for that.
So now, like every good Christian, after church, they go out to eat. They actually do take a second to attempt to learn about these kids, but unlike good Christians, they're just judging them the whole time because it's not the answers that they were expecting. It really is just so weird how judgy all of these people are, especially because, like I said, half the time, the parents are usually like strict Christian people, so the people around them, especially in this episode, are also supposed to be Christians. They go to this Catholic school, which they have to be enrolled in, and they have to wear a uniform and everything like that. And it is a little annoying that everybody just tries to continue to gaslight them and fuck with them and like not really listen to them. There's a part where I guess Bex is kind of squeamish because they're literally dissecting a whole entire baby pig. I'm not gonna lie, if you fucking put a baby pig in front of me like that and tell me to cut it open, I mean, I'm not gonna wanna do it either. What the fuck? So they basically belittle her and make her feel like shit because she doesn't wanna do this. And then they like try to like gaslight her. She's like, well, you know, you're not gonna become a doctor if you can't do this. And then she's like, when the fuck did I say I wanna become a doctor?
But how do you expect to be a doctor without learning how to dissect?
I don't want to be a bloody doctor.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who said that?
Me, I don't want to be a doctor.
So like I mentioned before, the parents have an opportunity to send a letter home so that the kids can read it and hopefully have enough time at the strict parent house to reflect on their actions and try to think about things differently back home. First of all, Bex's mother is a piece of fucking shit. She told Bex to her face she would rather her have died than her fucking brother. I don't care. I would act that too. I'd be like, fuck you, bro. What are you talking about? What are you actually saying?
We want to both apologise once again from the bottom of our hearts for what we both said regarding you dying instead of Jamie.
I don't know if anybody can be as much of a piece of shit as Ches though, because he literally admits to his mom having a heart attack and being like, yeah, I wouldn't want to stay home taking care of me mom because that's kind of a fucking drag.
I don't want to sit at home looking after my sick mom.
Hey, Bush. We get some insane lore on the mom.
My father was brutally murdered when I was 3. My mom died 18 months later, so I went to live with a grandmother who was already a senior citizen.
And then this is usually the point in the episode where the kids start to turn and they start to have a new leaf. We get a poem from Bex, which is the worst thing that ever blessed my ears.
The mask, the fake Bex, but the true Bex is still here. I'm just hiding. Devil Bex came about 4 years ago, and she hasn't gone away. I'm scared that the true Bex is not only gone invisible, but is going to disappear forever.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
They start to turn a new leaf and they bring that attitude back home. Leave in the comments how long you actually think they kept up that good attitude for. That's the problem with these shows, is that they really do have a good message and they really do have like a want to try to better these kids and better like their attitude about life and the... Bro, my fucking Bane fell, bro. Is this dead ass? I'll fix that later, bro. Whatever. It got me tight because I lost my train of thought. Okay, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, they take this new attitude back home and everything is shown to be fine. Now, this next one is the one that I really don't want to spend too much time on because it's not like a lot actually happens in the episode. I've noticed for some reason the American show is a lot more boring than the British and Australian versions. I'm not really sure why. I think it's the culture shock difference, and the British teens are like way more disrespectful to the American like parents because they already hate Americans. Like there's like that foreign thing where like the Brits like already like have this weird thing about America. You know, all foreign people have this weird thing about Americans. So like I think there's that aspect to it that actually is like kind of makes for like good TV, like the disrespect part. But the American one is just kind of boring because the kids just seem kind of bratty. Another thing about it is that at least in the British one, the kids actually tend to like each other and like actually like want to spend time together. And like in the American one, they just actually like he just is an absolute dick to her when she's just trying to make conversation.
When I first saw Julia, I didn't think anything bad, but then I actually had to talk to her. That was brutal.
What do you think? Do you think it's gonna be like a big house? What do you do on the weekends?
I sleep on the weekends.
Our two kids, Sebastian and Julie, are on their way to their strict parents' house, and they go to stay in Texas with some Mormons.
Yo, stop. Gosh. Oh my. You are.
They go through their usual rigmarole of parents' rules, what you can and can't do.
Those are pretty much our rules.
We respect each other and we work as a team.
We are really particular about what the girls wear. Then language. We don't use cuss words in the house.
I will say, to preface, because I obviously did watch this episode beforehand, no smoke breaks throughout the whole thing. None. So in this one, instead of making them go to school and stuff, they work these kids to the bone. It's on a working farm, so they work them to the bone, doing chores. There's a Mr. Consequences jar, and she has to clean the toilet for swearing. The dad tries to grow closer to Sebastian by making him work on a car, which clearly he does know some things about car. He's got a fucking banger of a car, dude. I don't know what kind it is, but it is nice. And the poor kid is just like an introvert. I don't know if he's autistic or what, but he's just like a little bit of an introvert. Like, he just doesn't really like to talk. He's like, yeah, like, can we just work on the car now? Like, you shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just trying to work here, bro.
Does your car have a rotor? Rotor and cap and wires?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a talky, touchy-feely kind of person, really. So, you know, I mean, it's just not the way I am.
Are you going to go on a scholarship to school, you think? Or is that what you're saving money for? Or?
Why don't we just work on the car for now, though?
I low-key feel the same. I usually have one AirPod in, and whenever somebody try to talk to me at work, I'm like, yo, what? And they all go to grow closer together and try to see how good they have it by helping out a 17-year-old pregnant girl who has fallen on her luck and doesn't have a lot of money. They go to help her out with food and some clothes stuff, taking care of her kids, making sure everything is all good. I also forgot to mention, they have a Chinese adopted baby. Soul of the earth, these Mormons. I will say though, they kind of whitewashed her. Her name is Gracie, but when they adopted her, her name was Shang Wang Chung. So, Gracie, if you're out there watching, forever be Shang Wang Chung to me. Like every other episode, it's a little bit of rebellion, not too bad. Like I said, the British one, way more freakouts, way worse. But this one's kind of mellow. But the reason I wanted to talk about this one was because this kid, Sebastian Geiger, got shot at the age of 22 years old. He was apparently working as a locksmith and got into a dispute with a customer over payment. The article said that there was a shootout, so shots were fired between both Corey and the perpetrator, which it's like, why do you have a gun on you when you're working as a locksmith? I guess, but either way, this kid got the last shot, and unfortunately, Sebastian died. It is incredibly sad and also a little bit creepy to watch a whole episode of a kid kind of wanting to turn his life around and with so much hope and promise and with things being talked about in his life and other things around him, and now he's dead. I guess that's how all death works, especially of people who even have a little bit of exposure online. I don't know if it's going to be the same for me, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like a little bit ooh. But either way, we got to experience a part of his story, and now that article becomes more than just another article about a kid getting shot in Ohio. Now there's a piece of him that lives essentially rent-free on YouTube forever. And that's where all of these episodes are. I'm going to put the link to the World's Strictest Parents YouTube down below, because you can watch all of these episodes for free. UK, Australia, everything. They have everything up there. It's an amazing show that if you guys want me to touch on more, leave down below, and also let me know what else you want me to talk about. I know that I talk about movies and now I'm talking about a TV show, but if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about or do a deep dive of, I have gotten a couple requests, but let me know down below. By the way, I just want to take a second. Thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. I know it may not seem like much, but I've been posting on YouTube since I was like 9 years old, and anything that I've ever done has never even reached 1K, like anything that I've put creativity and passion and work into. Because I have done that before and none of it's even gotten near 1K. And I think the video is sitting at like 51 likes or whatever. I know that it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a big, big milestone to me. And I appreciate the support and the love shown on that video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I just want to make stuff that I think is good and funny and entertaining for you guys. Either way, make sure to like, subscribe. I got a new pod coming out next week. I got some other things in the works, a lot of filming going on, a lot of parts coming in. So, I know I always tell you guys to bear with me, but I'll see you next time.
I like you when I was much my brothers. My nigga, I should set them like